Flour and yeast and bread mixes have been flying off store shelves almost as fast as toilet paper. Here to help you bake your best bread is Jason Michael Thomas of Urban Ag Indy. Good morning.
Good morning, Tracy. How are you?
Good. I was noticing your Facebook poll where you were deciding whether to go with chef's jacket or robe and jammies. I see which one won.
Yeah, overwhelmingly robe and jammies. So this is my nice flannel robe here. Underneath it, I've got a T-shirt that talks about real bread dough dealer. So we're talking about making real sourdough here.
Okay. Work me through what's a sourdough starter?
So the thing is we can talk about sourdough, and then we can talk about sourfaux, which is fake sourdough.
Okay.
Real sourdough has to have a sourdough starter.
All right.
So I want to teach people about how to learn to use and create their own sourdough starter today. And I've got this one right here. It's pretty cool looking. If you open, it's just a big glass jar. This is a gallon jar, actually. Most people have smaller ones, but I do a lot of bread. In fact, I have a 5-gallon bucket over there full of starters. So this is my small one. But if you take the rubber band off and peek inside, you can see it's really bubbly. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to point it up there anyway. And it's really bubbly. You see those bubbles in the top? That means it's healthy and ready to use. So I fed it last night. You have to feed it regularly.
What does that mean?
In order to maintain its health. So, did you have a question?
Yeah, what does it mean to feed it?
So, basically, if I take it from how do you make a sourdough starter, it's just 2 ingredients. So, it's flour and water. So then what happens is the flour gets inoculated with natural yeast that's floating around in the air or that might have been present in the kernels of wheat. So you just take equal parts. It's the simplest thing ever. Equal parts of flour and water. So I'll show you right now. Got a nice scoop. I know how this scoop works. It's gonna get flour everywhere right now. But this is about 100 grams of flour. And you don't have to have a scale, but anyone who does this seriously always uses a scale.
Okay.
So I'm not doing it seriously right now, but I usually do. So we got a good scant cup is what they call it if you don't have a scale. And then you take a cup of water, or a half cup of water, okay? So you throw that in there. That's about a half cup. And then you stir it up. It's just that simple. And since I've been doing this a little while, I can tell if I need to add a little more water or not. I'm going to add just a tiny bit more. And then you stir it up so that there are no clumps. And guess what you do with this to make a sourdough starter? You leave it on the counter for, 24 hours or so, and then you feed it again. So you feed it equal parts flour and water every time. So there's a lot of discussion about how much to feed your starter. There's a lot of discussion about whether or not you throw away some of your starter. But let's go ahead and pretend like we're feeding it again, right? So we'll just add another cup of water, another cup of this flour, right? And then we'll eyeball another. This is how you feed it. So you start it this way, and then you feed it every day. You're just going to add.
Why is a sourdough starter such a difference maker?
It is something that it's wild yeast, first of all, and the flavor of sourdough, when it's an older sourdough, and when the thing has been living with you for 10 years, like this one has been living with me, it gets a distinctive flavor. So, you can buy a starter from me, or you can buy a starter from San Francisco, and it actually will have a slightly different flavor based on where it comes from, kind of like terroir with a wine or something like that.
Gotcha.
But yes, the sourdough starter gives a different amount of health benefits as well. When you allow your bread to ferment over a long period of time, it increases the digestibility and the nutritional parts of your bread. The yeast naturally digests some of the sugars and converts the things into more digestible amino acids. And so, yeah, it's an amazing natural system. And, real fake bread is usually made in, 3 to 4 hours start to finish. But, my sourdough, for example, I let it's fermenting for 24 to 36 hours, sometimes as long as 48. And then you have to learn a little bit about what your bread dough is supposed to look like before you bake it off in one of these awesome ovens. So
you should switch out your bathrobe for a lab coat. I wasn't expecting that much science today.
There you go. There we go.
Hey,
Real bread dough dealer. That's
quickly,
what
you're having a sourdough showdown?
I'm sorry, what?
You're having
the showdown. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm excited about that. So Yelp is sponsoring a Zoom class. So I'm going to be going into a lot more depth on how to do your sourdough and how to bake it off and how to do all this stuff. And we're going to cover a little bit of that in our next segment here. But absolutely, Yelp is sponsoring it, and you can register. I sent the link. It's actually on my Facebook profile now. But if you find it, it's easy to find on Yelp as well. So there's a link to RSVP for this event. Today it's ready to go and open. And we've already got, 20 of these bread bakers pre-ordered. So people need to get to my website and pre-order one while supplies last.
Fantastic.
And it's 25% off right now as well. So introductory rate.
Appreciate that. JasonMichaelThomas.com. We'll, of course, put all the links on IndyStyle.tv. And we will check back in with you in a little bit. Thank you, sir.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.